Okay, which one? Athletics or skills now?
Start with this one.
Okay. So,
Good day, class. Good afternoon. Okay, let's today we're going to have I'm going to be taking you on athletics basically. So we are strictly going to focus on track and field events. Remember in our last class when we met, I must have discussed some sports activities with you and told you how you can, or where and how you can get to participate on participate in sports activities. Now, for this online class, um, I'm going to be the one to take you your PhD. This Abiba, it's at the background. She's at the background. She's doing something else for the school. So for now, I'll just be the one taking your PhD. Farida, I believe I've answered your question. Um, Athletics, track and field. Focus today is on track events. Track events. Now, athletics are activities such as sports and exercise. Such as sports and exercise. All right. Okay. Yes, you can write this. You can write this down. You can write it down because it's going to be the same thing you would encounter too. Um, Athletics are activities such as sports and exercises for which people need physical skill and power. For which people need physical skill and power. Which people compete in for the best position. Now, what it simply means here is we participate in these sport activities or exercises because you need to develop yourself, both your physical skill and even your power as a person. But in carrying out this competition or these activities, you need to focus or have a target of going for the best position. For instance, if I call a couple of students outside and I put them on a line and give you a distance to run, of course, I believe everybody wants to come out to be the first after the race. Now I realize that it is your skill and your power now that will help you achieve that which you want of coming out first or topmost in that category. Now, when I'm also trying to teach you this, you'll be writing what you can see on your screen. You write what you can see on your screen. Athletics are activities such as sports and exercises for which people need physical skill and power, which people compete in for the best position. Now, examples of athletic events are running, jumping, and throwing. We have three examples in athletics that we categorize it as. For running, we have for athletic activities, we have running activities, jumping activities, and throwing activities. Now, I'll give you the examples of these later on. But moving on, we have athletics is divided into track and field events. Athletics is divided into track and field events, and all track events are performed in lanes. I repeat, all track events are performed in lanes. If you check a stadium where they have this their athletic meet, you realize that this track is marked with different lanes, only from lane 1 to maybe lane 8 or maybe lane 10, depending on the track you are seeing. Now, each of these track is owned at the time of that event for just one athlete. So you have to run in your own track. You should run in your own lane. So all athletics events are run on the lane, in the lanes there. So you do not do athletic events outside the lanes. Now, field events are performed on the field, and the examples or the activities that form up the field events are throws and jumps, throws and jumps, throws and jumps. The length of a standard athletic track round a field is 400 meters. Measurement of of athletic track round the field is 400 meters. A standard track consists of minimum, that's the lowest you can see for a standard track, is 6 lanes. But you can see more than 6. Like in the University of Ibadan, their stadium has 10 lanes. If you go to Agege Stadium, their stadium there has 8 lanes. That's eight lanes, and it varies in all other stadiums too. That you get to see or get to have contact with. The lanes varies. You have 6, you have 8, you have 10. Now each lane has its own measurement. Each lane has its own measurement, and the measurements that is applicable for lane 1 is also applicable for lane 2. Likewise, that of lane 3, 4, and others. And the measurement is 1.22 meters. 1.22 meters. Now, also remember that when athletes are running, they run their races in an anti-clockwise direction. They run their races in anti-clockwise direction. They run their races in anti-clockwise direction. Please don't forget that. They run all their races in anti-clockwise direction. Now, having said that, I move on straight to the next slide, where we'll have the types of track events. Now, track events are running events which are classified according to their distance. I repeat myself. Track events are running events that are classified according to their distances. For example, we have 3 types of track events. We have short distance races, middle distance races, and long distance races. If you take a look at the picture you are seeing on your screen, you will see a male category of runners and a female category of runners. Now, for the short distance race, we have 100 meters, 110-meter hurdles, 200-meter race, 400-meter race, and the relay races, which is 4 by 100 meters and 4 by 400 meters. These are the races that make up the short distance races. You can either call them the short distance races or the sprint race. Short distance race or sprint race, any of them can answer for that category. So under the short distance race, I repeat, we have 100 meters, 110-meter hurdles, 200 meters, 400 meters, and we have the relay races, which has to be the 4 by 100 meter and 4 by 400 meters. Now, moving on to the middle distance races, we have just two in this category, and they are 800 meters and 1,500 meters. 800 meters and 1,500 meters. Then we have the long distance races. These races comprise of different categories, or let me say different events, and they are 3,000-meter steeplechase, 5,000-meter race, 10,000-meter. We have the marathon, we have the cross country, and we have 10-kilometer walk or jog. I repeat myself, long distance races have different events. We have the 3,000 meters steeplechase, we have the 5,000 meters, we have the 10,000 meters, we have the marathon, and we have cross country. Also, we have the 10 kilometers walk or jog. These are the distance or those are the races we have in this category. Now, moving on, we go straight to move on to another slide, which has to do with field events. Remember, I told you from the beginning of the class that we are treating we are treating athletics, and athletics is divided into two parts: track and field. Track and field. So I've finished explaining to you what you need to know about track. Now, just briefly explain very little on field events here. Very little. Reason being that I'm still going to treat this as a topic of its own with you in another class, not today. But I'll just let you know what you need to know. Very little knowledge you need to know for these field events. Now, the field events are activities which involves jumping and throwing, and they are performed on the field. And that is why we call it field events. Jumping and throwing are field events, and they are performed on the field. Examples of jumping events are pole vaults. Pole vaults. I will teach you pole vaults when you get to GSS3. I will explain that as a topic on its own. Then we have long jump. Then we have triple jump. Then we have triple jump. And another jump is high jump. All the jumps are pole vault, long jump, triple jump, high jump. Those are jumping events. While that of the throws, we have the javelin. On your screen there, you can see a female to your right holding. She's wearing the lady wearing green top. Yes, she's the one throwing the javelin. While that of discus is to your left. The young man there with a white singlet is the one throwing the discus. Then we have the shot put. The shot put is the middle picture you have there. She is the one throwing the shot put. And that of the hammer. Hammer is a little advanced. It's a little advanced throw, like shot put. Just that the hammer itself is on the ground, just like a shot. This shot she's holding. Then there's a chain attached to the shot on the ground that makes it a hammer. Now the athlete swings it all around and sends it out into the field to acquire the distance. So that is that. Let me take a couple of minutes to get questions from you. You can just type in your questions based on what I have taught you now. Then if I need to explain anything, I will quickly do that. So you can quickly type in some questions now. I have a couple of seconds to do that so I can attend to you all. While you are sending in your questions, also let me repeat, let me just quickly run through what I've taught you. Athletics, track and field events. Now that track events, I told you that we have that track events. I told you that we have three different types of races on that track event. Three different types of races on that track event. We have short distance race, middle distance race, and long distance races. Questions are coming in. Okay, you want me to go back to okay, Aliyah, you're asking if we're going to do all these events. Now, to start with, all these events, we'll need to do practical for most of them. So the moment we resume, I can assure you that we'll go out and I will show you each of these events at their own and how they are being done. I'll just show you what it looks like in the Olympic competition setting. Now, so like the 100 meters, 200, 400, short put, discus, javelin, I'll show you everything you need to see or you need to know. Then someone said I should go back to slide 2. Slide 2. This is slide 2. This is slide 2. Someone said I want to do hammer. I find it interesting. Yes, of course, hammer is a very good sport. You need to have a lot of upper strength. You need to carry out such activities. So you need a gradual growing stage. There are some activities you need to be able to do as a person, physical activities that will groom you or mold you into being a very good hammer thrower. Then where Farida is asking, where are you going to take us? It's going to be in school there. Then if need be that we need to go out, of course, remember we're going to have entire sports this session. I would show you each of these the point where they throw this javelin, shot put, discus, and hammer. I'll show you at the stadium where we use for entire sport. So it's not going to be a problem. To show you a video for athletic, yeah, it's possible I will show you, but I'm going to show you after this class. Just give me a couple of, let me run through all I need to teach you now. So when I'm done, then I would show you a couple of videos. I think that's all your questions. Okay. Okay, thank you for your questions. Let's treat another topic that has to do with skills and techniques. Skills and techniques of track events. Oh, I didn't ask you if you were done with the last slide, but it's okay. You can still go back and let's hurry up because we are out of time. The time is running against us. Skills and techniques of track events. Skills and techniques of track events. When you hear of skills and techniques, this what it simply means here is you have basic knowledge, idea, the basic thing you need to know about track events. That is why we have it as the topic as skills and techniques of track events. That is why we have it, the topic as skills and techniques of track event. Now I'm going to be running through the skills and techniques for you. Now, track and field meets are held in arenas or stadium that have specialized areas for running. Track and field meets are held in areas. Yes, I'm going to write notes on this topic too. I'm going to write your notes on this topic. That's skills and techniques of track events. Track and field meets are held in arenas or stadium that have specialized areas for running, jumping, and throwing events. At most track and field meets, several events occur at the same time. What it means here is at the same time that we are having short put there on the field, at the same time, we're also having high jump or long jump or triple jump going on at the same time. Now, it will be done with the discretion of the officials because there are times that the throws might affect other activities, and we'll try to make sure that those throws do not injure any athletes. And you know, I've tried to always let you realize in most of my classes that the safety of every athlete is what is our watchword before we do any competition. So we try to make sure that the 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 athletes do not get injured, because if they do, it's going to bring a bad reputation to the organizers. So in planning, it's very possible that we can have short put going on, have high jump going on at the same time. At the same time, so we have long jump or triple jump going on at the same time. Now, we can also have track events going on now. At the same time, we can also have high jump going on. At the same time, we can also have triple jump going on, or even pole vault. It all matters. It boils down to the organizers. So most track and field meets, several events occur at the same time. Now, the command in track events are on your marks, on your marks, on your marks. Please know that, on your marks, set, and go. Now, that go, it can either be a go that will tell you go, or you hear a whistle, the sound of a whistle, or a gunshot. So any of those three or any of those two can stand in for a go. The more reason why the word go can be faced off or is faced off is because when you have a large crowd, you cannot be shouting go because they will not hear you. They prefer the use of a gun, athletic gun. So once they hear the gunshot, they know they are supposed to go, then they go. Now, same thing for the whistle. if there is no gun, a whistle should be available, and they call um, the marksman checks the track, the referee or the starter now makes the call on your marks, set, and the whistle sound makes the athlete go. Now after the final command, the athlete then starts the race on his or her lane. The athlete that crosses the finish line first with the torso is made the winner. Anybody that finishes the race first with the torso, and the torso is your abdominal region, your chest and your abdomen region. That is the torso area. That is where we used to know the first person that is, or the first person that crosses the finish line. That is how we used to pick the winners. Let me quickly take some of your questions. And someone said, which one is triple jump? I only know long jump and high jump. Now, triple jump is an advanced long jump. I call it advanced because I know in long jump, you take a run and on the approach of the takeoff board, you go up into the sky and land on a created landing space, which is mostly sand or made of made of sand or sawdust. That is long jump. Now, but in triple jump, instead of just taking a one step to have your takeoff, then your flight and landing, in triple jump, now what you do is you hop, you step, then you jump. So we also call triple jump hop, step, and jump. In your exam, you might see another name for triple jump is dash. Once you see hop, step, and jump, that is another name for triple jump. Someone also asked, Mr. Ike, when we are doing practical session, would we jog first? Naturally, in physical education, before you start any activity, you must jog. You need to jog. You need to warm up. You need to prepare your body for the activity that is coming in. So that is why you need to jog. Someone said, can the gun kill? Now, the athletic gun cannot kill. It cannot kill. Don't be scared. The gun is not going to be pointed at anybody, to be faced up into the sky. Something like this. Like, on your mark, set, then they shoot the gun into the sky. So, of course, it cannot kill you. It's just it's made of powder, so it's not going to kill you. What if there is nothing to say? Can do something, but used to say go. What if there is nothing to say? Go. Can something else be used to say go? Yes, like I said, either we use the whistle or we use the gun. That is what replaces go in athletic meet. Now, it is not possible for two people, because someone said, what if two people tie? It's not possible for two people to tie because when we want to take results, I want to take who comes first or who is leading before the other. Then what we call photo finish. Photo finish. Photo finish is like it's a device that has camera. It takes the video, the picture as the athlete begins the race till the end. So you see it running on the side with them. It takes a picture of the fastest person, the first person to cross the line. So if you are having a tie somehow in your opinion that you are seeing like a tie, it is never a tie. Somebody actually crossed the finish line first with the torso. So the work of the photo finish is to watch who is coming in and who crossed the line first. They will now pick with the help of the picture to know who is the first person. Now, in the event of not having a photo finish, we have a lot of officials at the finish line. Their work is to, or their major job is to look out for who crosses the line first. That is why we try to make sure that in our doings we are being honest and are being as just as possible, so that we wouldn't have wouldn't be, so that they won't feel cheated upon, or they are, like you say, they are cheating on, that they give them the wrong position. So what we do is we focus on the finish line and check who crosses first. Whoever crosses first, we have the person's name and number taken, and we move on to the next stage. So it's not possible for us to have a tie in athletic meets. Not possible. How do we? How do people last 10-kilometer race? Now I said it's training. It's a process that you need to prepare your mindset. For instance, the Kenyans, the Ethiopians, um, and the Malians, those from Mali, the we can say that these are their events because of the weather they have there is conducive for them enough to prepare and practice for such events. So I would just simply say here that the 10-kilometer race, once you make up your mind to do it, you're going to do it. It's not hard. It's just a mindset. You prepare yourself, prepare your mind towards getting a good result. And everything in track and field works with time. Time is very important. So if the best runner spends, or the best athlete spends 2 hours, 15 minutes and 10 seconds for 10 kilometers, you should be looking at beating or reducing the time from that 2 hours to something like maybe 1 hour, 15 minutes and a couple of seconds. With that, now you are reducing, or you are reducing the time spent by the former champion, and as such, it puts you on the map. So it's not a dangerous sport. It is not. It's not a dangerous sport. It's what you do. You train yourself and work towards it. Okay. I think you have. Okay. Okay. The shot in the sky. Yeah. Yes. The gun is shot in the sky. It's not shooting at anybody, and the sound will not disturb their ears at all. At all. All right. So um, let us not deviate from the topic we are teaching now. So I was asking about playing a football match. That's not what I'm teaching you now. So let's not deviate from it. Let's work with what I think, ask questions based on what I'm teaching you now. Someone said, why did they put their body in front of the finish line when they are about to cross the line? Of course, like I was explaining earlier, that is the torso. That is the torso. They try to chest out to cross the line. Now, in crossing the line, the camera or whoever is the official that is there would see who crosses first. And that is why you see them running chest out to cross the line. You want to torso, they're torsoing in, so that you or the official would see that, okay, this person actually crossed this before this other person, and we have a winner there. That's why I said it's not possible to have a tie in such an event. What do you wear if you are doing track and field events? Of course, you need to wear body fitting clothes. You need to wear body fitting clothes because those clothes, you need to wear body fitting clothes so that you have enough room. What did you wear if you are doing travel? Yeah, you need to wear body fitting clothes so that you have enough room to spread your arms and your legs. Most people, what they wear for track events is um, very fitted singlets, then swimming shorts. Those shorts that are very tight, that that clings on the body very firmly. Then the ladies, they use running tights or running pants and singlet to run, just to have the freedom to move their body very well to avoid bad results. If you don't know who crossed the finish line, can they do the race again? Of course, they cannot do the race again. They cannot. They must know who crossed the line. That is their work, what they are paid for. So they must give the best result. Now, a steeplechase. What is a steeplechase? A steeplechase is a track event that they run round the track for about 13 laps, and during the run, they hurdle over an obstacle at different points. And at one of the points there is water on the ground or in something like a ditch or a pit. They go in to the water and continue running. The idea of the water is just to cool them off a bit because of the nature of the event. I just explained what 3,000 meter steeplechase is to you. So stop typing, stop sending me messages now. Let's continue so I can get a video for you to watch. No sending messages again. Let me treat this one so I move on to the next slide. Someone say, what if you fall down while running? If you fall down, you stand up, it's the spirit. You fall down, you stand up and you continue running because you don't want to be a loser. Except when you feel that, okay, I've fallen. But in athletics, it's always advisable that the moment you fall or you stop running, you are advised or you are being advised to make sure you finish the race up to the finish line so that you wouldn't have a bad record with the organizers. Someone also said please, okay, everyone stop. That's okay, we'll stop there. Let's continue with the slide. Slide 3 now. This is it. We have two types of starts. One, crouch start. Two, standing start. Crouch start, standing start. In the next slide, I will tell you where we use each of these starts. I will tell you where we use each of these. Starts. Now, this is it. Crouch start. It is used in 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, 4 by 100 meters relay, and 4 by 400 meter relay. Please stop typing, stop sending any message now. I'll tell you when to send in your questions so that I can teach you what I need to teach you, please. Please, can you stop your messages you are sending here? I'll request you to be removed from the class. Okay. Crouch start is used in 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, 4 by 100 meter relay, and 4 by 400 meter relay. The command here is always on your marks, set, go, or they use the gunshot sound to let you move. Now, in this kind of start, we have 3 different methods. We have 3 different methods to start this race. We have the bunch of bullet starts. Bunch of bullet starts. This is when an athlete gets to the starting line and places the knee of one foot on the ground while the toes of the other foot is placed beside the knee of the rear foot, creating a little space between the toes of the forward foot and the knee of the rear foot. And this method or this kind of start is used for people that are short. If you look at the picture I have on your screen there, you see the young man there at the corner. That is what that position, or them say that kind of method is known as bunch of bullet starts. You can see his knee, the one on the ground, is beside the toe of the other leg that is in front. So that is a bunch of bullet starts. I'll go to the next slide, medium start. Medium start is somehow similar to bunch of bullet start. Just the difference there is now the knee of that leg on the of that foot on the ground would now be beside the forward foot. The knee of the rear leg is now going to be beside the arc of the foot that is forward. You know, in every foot, there's an arc in every foot. There's an arc in every foot. So there is the knee will be on the same line with the arc of the other foot. Now, that makes it a medium start, and it is used for average height athletes. It's meant to place the knee of the back leg slightly beside the arc of the front foot, creating a little space between the arc of the foot, of the forward foot, and the knee of the rear foot. This method is for the average height athletes. The next slide. This is elongated start. It is for the athletes that are very tall. Now, the athlete is made to place the knee of the back leg slightly behind the heel of the front leg. You can see his knee is behind the heel of the front leg. You can see it. So, moving on. Well, just told them that my time is almost up, so I need to wrap up a couple of things because you have an assignment you're going to do for me here. Now, another type of stats. Remember, I told you here that we have two types of stats: crouch stats and standing stats. Crouch stats and standing stats. So I've explained what you have in crouch stats. Now, this is standing stats. Standing stats. Now, standing start is done in middle and long distance races only. That is where you use this start. Middle and long distance races. 800 meters, 1,500 meters, 3,000 meters, 5,000 meters, 10-kilometer walk. The athlete will just approach the starting line and he will stay in a standing position. You stay in a standing position with your hand, with one of your hands forward, and you wait for the command. And the command in this start is set and go. Now, remember I told you that go might not be used. You either hear the gunshot or the blast of a whistle. Then we have rules guiding track events. We have rules guiding track events. We have rules guiding track events. The first thing, I said I will show you a video, but there is no time again. But what I'll do is, can assure you the next class we're going to have, I have videos piled up to show to you. You will see it. I'll play them for you. Maybe we'll never have to discuss this. I'll just play the videos and I'll be explaining to you what is happening there. That's what I'll do for you. It's a promise. Trust me, when I promise, I deliver. Rules guiding track event. Athletes must always run in their lanes at all time. Run in your lanes at all time. Number two, athletes must always put on their chest number. There's a number every athlete has as on their chest. The same thing in front, the same thing at the back. And number three, Athletes must not beat the gun. Athletes must not beat the gun at all, else they are disqualified from the event. Before now, what happened is once you beat the gun the first time, you'll be warned. Then anybody that beats the gun again will be disqualified. But the new rule now is you must not beat the gun at all. So once you just beat the gun once, that person that beat the gun is out. If it happens again, another person is out like that. So that is what happens. And the fourth thing is the athlete that uses his or her torso, that's in the chest and the abdomen, to cross the finish line first is the winner. You're not seeing the slide. Why are you not seeing the slide? Other people are seeing the slide, Miss Sibo. I don't know why you're not seeing the slide. Maybe you check again or reboot your system or something, restart so that you can see it. Yes, I'll show you slide 4 now, but hold on, let me finish this. Then number 5, athletes running the relay must exchange all beatings at the exchange zone, else would lead to disqualification. Number 6, athletes are expected to put on their appropriate outfits for all events. Listen to the word, appropriate outfits for all events. Number 7, athletes are to have the spirit of sportsmanship all the time, always ready to accept defeat or victory at any point in time. Always have that at the back of your mind. Then before I go, someone said slide 4. Yeah, this is slide 4. This is slide 4. It won't be up for too long. Check what you want to check. And all right, let's have the assignments now. The assignment. Okay. Now, assignment. Using this image you are seeing here, I want you to draw. Use your hand. Use your hand to draw. Don't give me printed material. I've given you what you can use as a guideline to draw. But I want you to draw. Use your own handwriting. Then use your own hand, pencil, ruler, whatever. Draw on an A4 paper. Draw on an A4 paper showing this you are seeing on the field here. The red thing you are seeing is the track. The red thing you are seeing is the track. Okay, if you can't see the assignment, listen to me. Listen. Use the image below. We are not seeing it, but just go. No, I'm on slide 9. I'm on slide 9. Just listen, just watch it. You see it. Maybe it's network. Maybe it's network. Slide 9. The assignment. Draw a standard athletic track. All right, let me. Assignment is coming up now. Draw a standard athletic track with 8 lanes round the field. Round the field. Now, if you are not seeing the image, for those of you that have seen the image, you can see what it is. The red color is what the track is. The track. The red color is the track, while the green place is where all the throws and jumps are being done. So I want you to just draw the red one, indicating lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, like that, lane 4 to lane 8, round the track. I need to see. Now, when you are done, you scan the picture and you submit. You scan the picture and you submit. You scan the picture and submit. Please do not give me printed material. I need your handwritten assignment. I repeat, do not give me printed material. I need your handwritten assignment. So you scan the picture, what you have drawn, and submit to me. I have typed the assignment already. Now this is the instruction for the assignment. So do not print the assignment from the internet. Do not print the assignment. Do not print the assignment. Do not print the assignment. Just draw yours. Draw yours and scan. Then submit. The assignment score is 20 marks. So that's that. Yeah, whatever it is she has given you, draw it, scan the assignment and submit. We'll mark it from there. So that will be all for the class. Thank you all. Thank you all for your time, and have a nice day.
Thanks. I'm ending.
Yeah.